Okay, everyone, I decided to do something a little bit different. Jumped on my mage on my legacy server, went and did an OPR, and then got a million kills. A million kills, that'd be nice. 25 kills and a million damage. I thought I would actually just put the video up so everyone can see what I did. Playing a real backline mage here. I've only got 100 con and 400 int, so I'm going real backline mage, and I actually end up running out of potions about halfway through. So not only am I doing it, but I'm doing it with like potionless. So I'm going to try real hard to give you an insight into my thinking, where I am at each stage, because when you're playing 100 con, positioning is everything. And so I'm going to try to sort of focus on that a little bit for this video, and really just talk about, give you a bit of a commentary over my thinking and when I push, when I don't push, all that kind of stuff. But we've managed to defend the node, so at the moment we're pushing them pretty hard. So my poor friend OPR gets caught out by the masses, and so then we make our way up to Moon, because obviously that is the last base standing. So I was a little bit worried here that it was going to end up being like a you know, where everyone just pushes them back to their base. Seems to be a lot of those fights at the moment. Okay, so we've got a clump here. So this is where the mage really shines. So I chuck down my Ice Storm, throw a fireball in there, and then when I can see that there's probably no threat from anyone pushing back towards me, I come in and start flamethrowing them. I can see these guys out over on the side here, so I try to apply some pressure to them, put another ice shower on them, and then they come and try to attack me, but then they run right into our teammates, so they end up getting wiped. So it's these little mind games that I like playing as well. I'm trying to lure people into traps like that, where they come in to attack you because they get that single focused, and then you can just lead them to their deaths. So they've actually very intelligently started backcapping us, and our horde, rather than deciding to go and get that back, decides to go gate them. So I was like, oh well, I'm just here to have fun anyway, so I followed them in. So there's a really nice clump here, so I chuck down my Ice Storm, chuck down my Pylon, and then get my Flamethrower on them, because at the moment there's no immediate threat that someone's going to come and DPS me, but I can see there, I just back up a little bit. The main thing when you're doing your Flamethrower is just to watch this for them trying to stun you, because you definitely don't want to get caught out. You are a little bit vulnerable. So you want to put the flamethrower on, but just be watching for those stuns as they try to get you. This guy comes out of his way to try to kill me, so I get into a little 1v1 with him. Then some guy comes and helps him, but I manage to finish him off by throwing a fireball on him. So I just get my health back up, and then come back up the hill to try to finish off whoever's coming out. Again, put down the ice pylon, and just keeping my distance a little bit, because it looks a little dangerous to come in with a flamethrower just yet. Put in the Ice Storm there so that if any of them try to push towards me, they have to run through the slow, so it's kind of like using it to protect myself. And now I can see my group starting to wipe, so I basically peace out at that point, because it was going to be me that was going to be the next line of attack. Nice 3.5k fireball on that guy. So, but I realized I've got to keep moving, because there's some arrows thrown at me. That big group's going to be moving down the hill any second, so time to retreat back to the base and get that middle base back. So yeah, we get the middle base back pretty quickly, and then we head on back down to Star to push that. So at the moment, you can see I'm on 3 kills, so we just get to the store. So at the moment, we're absolutely dominating, because we're sticking together quite nicely as a group. So these guys are obviously trying to backcap us, so they just kind of get run over. My poor friend OPR, I actually leave him alone because he's already outnumbered. Don't look at that. And then, yeah, so, but they're actually playing a very smart game, and they're backcapping us every time we move somewhere. So now their group starts moving down the hill, so now we're going to be in for like a pretty decent fight here. So I am just trying to throw as much damage on them as they move down the hill to get them into a bit of a deficit, but then someone hits me really hard, as you saw, so I had to move back. So I'm just keeping my distance here because our team's completely outnumbered. I'm just trying to put as much damage to them as possible, but I've got to be a little bit careful here, because they are definitely the stronger force right now, so I don't want to be getting them with my flamethrower at the moment. And then I put that Ice Storm down there more to protect me. If anyone wants to charge in me, they have to go through it again. So we're starting to win this backline fight, so this is a good chance for us to kind of pincer around on them. So you can see there, I put the flamethrower on someone and then they tried to stun me, but I just dodged out of it. So it's a good example of like, kind of like, you want to use the flamethrower, but really careful not to get caught out, because that's when you're at your most vulnerable. So this guy's trying to run away. I'm just trying to finish him off, throw a fireball on him, and he dies. So it's just finishing this backline fight, so then we can just move in. They'll be squished. They're going to be squished in there now, because I'm pretty sure we should have some people out in front as well. So now they've actually almost got us 3 caps. But these guys like completely caught in the middle. So now I'm just dropping all my AoEs on them. And then that's a pretty safe time to apply flamethrower, because we're winning the fight. There's no sort of threat to me by applying all that damage to them. So I try to burn out to him, then I throw the fireball on him, but he gets away. But yeah, there's no way this guy's surviving. If he does, he's a legend, but he doesn't because I kill him. Alright, so with that fight done, we move up the hill. We're on 8 kills right now, so things are looking good. Top of the table. And then, got a bit of a challenger, because that Catboy PvP is no joke. There's my 9th kill right there. He is no joke, that guy. He's one of the best light melee people I've ever seen, so he'll be hot on my heels. Gotta stay on form. So yeah, just trying to wrap people up. Forward, open tin freeze. Well, apparently my letting him go didn't apply this time. Maybe I didn't. I didn't notice it was him. I didn't notice it was him. Alright, so now they're doing a very smart job, this team, actually, by backcapping us. It's actually keeping it perfectly evil. It's 237, 237. So we are definitely by far the dominant team, but they are by far the smartest team. So here, I'm seeing a few people low, so I'm just trying to get that flamethrower onto them. This guy's desperately trying to get it behind me, and then I get 2 flamethrowers on me. So it's just time to back up a little bit. Throw a flame ball, but he actually dodges behind it, so he's quite smart. But he knows if he's any kind of smart, he'll get out, but he can't because the door's shut on him. So he actually manages to get out. So good job there. Oh, he's still fighting. Good job. But I managed to get 2 hits on him, so he has to back off. So right, now we've got 2 nodes back again. So I just push out. But it's here I realise that my potions are getting a little low. I've only got 4 left, so I'm like, crap, what am I going to do when they run out? Some amazing aim right there. Hitting them with the Ice Gauntlet. Pretty incredible. Right, we're on 10 kills. And so just moving back up to get Moon back. So we knock down the door and then we push in. And I can see there's only a few of them, so I try to get in so I get behind them. Because it is never very nice when you're getting attacked from both sides. So this is where it's really safe again to do the flamethrower. I've got a nice distance. There's no one that's going to rush me. And so I can just apply all that damage and kill him. So I get another kill there. You can hear the little dink. Throw a fireball in this guy, but he dodges. This is the same guy from before, I think. I don't know. Maybe not. And so just trying to kill everybody off in the middle here. This guy's trying to get out, but he's not going to get out. So then we reclaim our next zone. So I was trying to finish that guy off, but he ran away at low health. And then I'm like, I better cap the nodes since no one else seems to be doing it. And then I can hear some fights outside, so I come out, once again just heavily outnumbered, drop a fireball on that guy, and then let's head back down to sun time, because that's the only node that we need to get in order to get a 3 cap. And then we're just running into some dregs along the way. This poor guy, he's got nowhere to go. So we then rush back down to middle and cap that back, so then we get a 3 cap on them. So I'm at 11 kills right now, and then there's some people coming outside here, so they seem to all be spread around. So this is an easy fight for us because they're pretty sure they're outnumbered. I've got like 3 potions left. I'm on 11 kills right now, I believe. So there's this little 1v1. And I managed to finish him before he can get me, but then I just couldn't get up in time. I knew I was going to die, but they all rushed me, so unfortunate death. Alright, so I come back. This time they're kind of outnumbering us a little bit, so you can see that I'm keeping a bigger distance, and then I start getting hit by a musket. So it's a bit dangerous here. This is a dangerous position, because if I push too far this way, I'm running into the reds. But if I stay out in the open, I'm getting attacked by that musket. But I can see some blues inside, so I was thinking I could maybe run in there to get a bit of safety, but there's also a lot of reds inside as well. So it's a bit of a precarious situation. I'm trying to sort of find out the best spot for me to stand. It seems like this doorway is it. I put down my ice pylon so it can be doing some damage at the same time. I'm just putting a little bit of damage in. I sort of go to push in, but realize that I'd be the only one in there, so I back up a bit. Yeah, it's a bit too dangerous to do the flamethrower really, but I managed to finish some of them up by doing it. It's just because they could come rushing through the door, and if I'm standing there flamethrowing, I could easily get stunned. And then I see this guy over the side, so it's a really dangerous situation. I'm only on 100 cons, so it doesn't take much hits for me to die. So yeah, just trying to find that safety spot. Then I see this healer, so I kind of have to go for them. And I finish them off with a fireball, and then I come back in. So here, now we've finally got some teammates coming up the hill, so I can sort of come and mingle in with them, use them as meat shields. Once again, I'm putting the ice storm on them, but it's also twofold, you know, to stop them from rushing me. Just creating a bit of space between me and them. So I'm just pulling back a little bit because I know that they're a lot stronger than we are right now. You can see that they've wiped our group. And so I'm trying to put a lot of damage into them, but also just keeping a safe distance, especially considering I just ran out of potions at this point. I mean, I've still got my regen potions and my mana potion, but now I have to be really, really careful. Make sure I'm standing near healers, that kind of stuff. This is where all my bruiser tactics actually come useful, because I can sometimes, so you'll see it in this video, I'll start running up. You can see I'm sort of running up with, trying to get up with the group, because it's actually really hard for the snipers and the bow people to hit you when you're standing in amongst them. So I sort of try to stand kind of with the group, but just slightly in the back of it, so you've kind of got that distance from the melee, but you're also harder to hit from the range. So sometimes that can be the safest place for you. So you can see here, I try to get aggressive with my flamethrower, but that's one of those instances where I get caught out because all our guys die, and then I'm just standing there bloody flamethrowing like an idiot, but I actually managed to get away. There's a big clump there, so I put a fireball in there, down goes my ice gauntlet, and then I'm just going to flamethrow into this, because it's just a big fat clump that I just want to apply all that damage onto. You can see I'm getting a few kills here. 2 kills. I get 2 kills, and then I throw the fireball in. So that's one of the massive advantages of playing Mage, is just that huge AoE damage that you can just apply into a group. So I'm getting pretty aggressive here, but it's because I want to push them. I know they're a little bit nervous, and I want to push them back. But then they, get less nervous and try to finish me off. Thank God for Ice Pylon. I managed to get back, run into the hills, using my meat shields, my teammates, put them back in front of me. So now we've definitely 100% got the advantage. So I put a big ice shower on their clump as best I can. And it's flamethrower time. So they had the advantage, but and I do think that's one of the advantages of Mage, is you can put so much AoE damage to the team, it forces them to have to back up. And another death to me. I got way too aggressive there. I totally deserved that. But 16 kills right now, and I'm still number 1. So I come back to the fight, and the yellows. What the hell? The reds seem to have defended their base, and it looks like we're rushing down to Barons. I start getting pinged by a sniper, which isn't very good. So I'm just trying to, sometimes it can be really hard to find out where they're shooting from, so I just use this line of sight, this building, and then I back up. So, yeah, it's just trying to decide. So you can see now that they started to push in through the front door, and here they come. So this is a bit of a precarious situation. There's definitely more of them than us. If I stand up here, I'm going to get pinged by that musket before, but usually if you stand back a little bit, you can be safe. So I'm just standing up here because that way, because there's so much more of them in mid, or at least there was, than me, so I don't want to be getting aggressive with my flamethrower right now. But I can see that a bow person has found me, and I don't have any potions to heal myself, so I've got to be kind of doubly careful. So I jump out, and then I see this little guy causing trouble outside, so I try to finish him off and kill him off with a fireball. And then I have to go in, but I don't know what's in there. I can't tell if we're winning. It looks like we're winning. You can definitely see more of our teammates than them. So this is definitely flamethrower time. Pretty safe time to use it. And so just throwing all my big DPS down to get these guys out of mid. I'm trying to go for the stragglers. See this guy here. Here's that blimmin' mage user again. See, this is one of those flamethrower guys, like all he does is using. He doesn't do anything else, so it's not really ideal. But using a flamethrower like that, maybe rethink how you play mage. And so, so we're definitely starting to push them back, so I definitely want to start applying some pressure, trying to chuck my ice storms on the clumps, and just hit whoever I can, really chuck that guy quite nicely, and then it's just making sure everyone scatters like cockroaches. I managed to get old Monty Python manages to get a kill, so that's quite good. Didn't even have to do anything for that one. So yeah, just trying to get the stragglers, finish them off. You can see that guy tries to stun me. I'm maybe a little close, but he's definitely going for me, but I can just back up because we've got so much of our teammates around. So I finish off someone with a fireball. No, I don't. Must have been the flamethrower. And then I put ice pylon down. Honestly, I know people find fireball cheesy, but you know, you've got muskets, you've got great swords. So mage is so weak right now, I don't feel bad about using flamethrower. It just evens things up a little bit. So I get another kill there. And it's definitely flamethrower diet time because these guys are outnumbered. I managed to finish that guy off. And so now we're just really pushing hard, but they do seem a little stronger than us. So I could tell that they were going to push down on us and we were going to lose the fight for a little bit. So I backed up, so I'm standing behind these rocks so that if anyone starts shooting at me, I can just dodge behind the rocks and then they can't hit me. And then I can come out and be aggressive whenever I feel like it. And then if anyone tries to get aggressive on me, I can just get line of sight from the rocks. So it's kind of my thinking. So there's a big clump here. I can instantly tell I'm going to go flamethrower, but you've got to be careful because they have all those range back there. So you can't just jump in and go for it. So now I'm putting down the ice storm because I want our guys to be able to run through it and get away and to sort of stop their big horde from rushing down and wiping our whole kind of melee front line out. But they seem to do that anyway, and so I'm not going to go in through the front door because that's just suicide because you'll get killed. So I run around the back where it's like nice and safe because we're all through the door. Alright, so they're all on our front door, completely clumped up, and then one of those bastards pulls me out of the gravity well. I try to do the sneaky get through the door, but yeah, that wasn't going to happen, so someone dies. 21 kills at this point now. So I come back in through the front, and everything seems fine. There's a few stragglers pushing in, but we can just finish them off. So yeah, that's 2 more kills right there. So no help to me, but we managed to get back Sun, and so then they've actually locked us out, and so we push for the move. Yeah, so it's basically back on straggler control really. Just trying to finish all the people off that have pushed too hard, and make sure that we wipe them out, so then that makes our journey up the road complete. Now yes, you'll see here, oh, there's a big group coming down, so you won't see here anything. I'm going to make sure that my guys are in front of me, so I am not going to get shot. But this is, I was just going to say, this is probably where you need to be careful, because if you get too caught out, you'll start getting shot at by all the ranged. So I've got no potions, so I've got to be really, really careful as to where I position myself. I can see there's healers there, and I'm near a healing circle. I can see these guys pushing up the back and on my healer, so I stand in the healing circle and just try to get this guy to peace out. But I need to create distance, so I put my teammates in front of me and him, and I figured that if I can kill these guys out, then my teammates will go back and kill that guy, and I think that's what happens. So now I'm trying to be really aggressive, which is a really stupid thing to do because I don't have any potions. But yeah, I don't know, sometimes it gets the best of you. But I managed to pull back and sort of get my senses back, and then just kind of keeping the pressure on, because it's sort of 50-50 the battle at the moment, although I think they're starting to win it. But I'm just trying to put in heaps of damage to them. Someone puts us in a gravity well, so I go into a iceberg to avoid the big damage, although I think I still get hit a bit as I try to dodge out. But no problems there, so I chuck a fireball on them, just trying to put in heaps of damage into their group so that they have to back up a bit. But I think they've broken through our melee. So now I'm putting the ice storm to sort of slow their rush down. Okay, they've definitely broken through the melee, so it's time to back up a little bit, create a bit of distance. So sort of reposition myself a little bit further down the hill, chucking down that ice pylon just to get some free hits on people. So now you're going to see some of them hopefully pushing and just getting, like, pushing too far up. And then if we can wipe out some of them, that actually might change the tide of battle. So I'm putting down that ice storm to slow their push down. I can see this guy's in trouble, but I don't really want to get caught out in a little skirmish like that. Like, the more important thing is these guys coming down the hill. So got to put my damage into them, but I can see where this is going. We're basically going to wipe, so I just come back into safety so I can fire at them from the safety of the wood. But then I realize can't reach them. Just got to be a little bit patient. Throw a fireball into them there. Here's that guy just flame firing non-stop. I don't know, it could be that different guy today. I'm getting hit by a bow person, so I just need to jump off a little bit and make sure that I don't become a victim. So I'm just trying to set myself up to wait for them when they push through, because they've just wiped all of our people out. There's that musket again. I'm just trying to find a position for me where I'll be like not attacked by the melee but can't get hit by the range. Usually it's around about here that you want to stand, but yeah, that musket's just going to keep hitting me, so I essentially have to just risk a little bit down the bottom where the melee can push in. So here I'm just going to try and just stop them from pushing through the door. I do a burnout right through them to apply that damage, and then I do flamethrower. So just trying to kill off as many of them as possible, throw down the ice storm, just apply all the AoE damage that I can, because we want to wipe out as many of them as possible as they try to get through the door. Because if we can do that, we basically win the node, and exactly that's what happens. So that basically is the game wrapped up. So that was a good fight from them. They played very smart. We were definitely the dominant team though, so they were fighting an uphill battle, but I think they did a pretty good job of trying to recap and keep it even. So it was a pretty good fight all round. So yeah, and then thus ends the OPR. So I hope you enjoyed this little OPR run through. Remember, this is my Legacy 7, not my Iron Man character. So this is like my fully decked out mage. But yeah, so this is where we find out how well we did in the end. I mean, I've already told you because it's in the title, really, isn't it? But anyway, I got 25 kills, died 3 times, and I did nearly 1 million damage. So I'll just call that 1 million damage because, you know, rounded up, it was 1 million. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching, and I will see you all soon. If anyone is interested, this is the build that I'm using, that I was using for that Backline Mage video. So I'm 612 gear score, 622 average expertise. So obviously I want resilience, and I've gone for all freedom. So that's what I've stacked as the 2 main traits, and obviously intelligence and constitution. I was running 400 intelligence and 100 constitution in that video, and so the other traits I've gone for is physical aversion. Refreshing water isn't one that I really wanted. That's obviously just the best set I could get. Unending Thor, that's really, really good for your ice gauntlet. I'm running empowering fireball, of course. I'm still not sure if that's better on the weapon or the gear. I might do a video to test it out. I think there's arguments for both. And healing tomb obviously is really, really good because it heals you, so that's like really helpful. And then I'm running this as the amulet, so health is like really, really helpful. Stamina recovery and shaking power, all good. Yeah, I'm in light, so you need hardy, and keen awareness increases the crit, which is what mages do well with. And then regenerating, healthy toast for the earring. This is the weapon that I'm using, Kenyan Plough, Flame Attunement, and Vicious. So yeah, decided to go for fireball on the gear, but like I said, it's something for debate on whether that's better. And then that's my ice gauntlet with pylon burst on it, Flame Attunement, and keen. And yeah, so those that's the build that I'm running. Yes, okay, so thank you very much.